Hi, my name is Angie Coville, and I am the Intervention Coordinator with CAVA, and I'm going to talk to you about adjusting the lesson sequence in iReady. There are a couple reasons you may want to adjust the lesson sequence for a student. First, it may be the result of an alert. If you see an alert on your homepage that a student is struggling with a lesson and that they've failed one or more lessons in a row, then you may want to adjust the student's lesson sequence. You do this if you note that the trouble they're having is in a specific domain, or if they've failed several lessons in a row in the same domain, or if the student has started close to grade level in their sequence and maybe they are at a point of frustration too early in the program. In those cases, you're going to want to lower the lesson sequence so that the student can start at a lower level so the lessons will be a little bit easier and build that foundation. Another reason to adjust is after the student has taken the diagnostic and you note that the student has placed very, very low or too high above grade level or on grade level at their point of frustrations within the lessons after they've completed this assessment. This could have happened for a couple of reasons. They either rushed through and so they were placed very low. We've seen lots of 8th graders placed in kindergarten lessons for that reason. Or they placed too high because they've received help on the diagnostic from a parent or sibling. In some cases, retaking the diagnostic would be the best option instead of adjusting. Adjusting is going back and placing them where you think they should be. If the diagnostic was not accurate and the student rushed or received support, then really they should take the diagnostic again to get a better idea of where they truly are placed within the lessons. So let's look at how to adjust in a couple different student accounts. So I'm logged into a demo account here, and I'm going to start on the Assignments tab. And in order to change a student lesson plan, you need to go to Lesson Plan, and then you're going to select the class that you want to work in, and today we're going to look at Daisy Demo's math account. Daisy is a 2nd grader, but she is working significantly below grade level. You can see that her next lessons are all 2nd grade lessons. And I know from working with the student and talking with the learning coach that this is too difficult for Daisy and that she was placed because she received some help in this. So I am going to go to Number and Operations, and I can see by the blue arrow, this is where she was placed when she took the diagnostic. What I want to do is place her differently in the lesson sequence so that the lessons are a little bit easier for her. And I want her to get some review and practice of what I think that she should be able to do at this point. So I'm going to start her with regrouping 10s as 1s. I think this is where it would be a good place to start her. So I'm going to click that little arrow and it's going to turn it green. That means that that's the first lesson she's going to start working in and that I put her there. She was not placed there by the diagnostic assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to click Save. And then these lessons are going to populate. And yes, I do want to save my changes. You'll see them populate in Daisy Demo's lesson plan. And now you can see all of these 1st grade lessons are populating before she gets to 2nd grade lessons in other domains. If you would like to adjust a domain that you don't see in her lesson sequence, for example, all of her lessons right now are Number and Operations. I would like to adjust her Measurement and Data to a lower level as well. So I can click on Measurement and Data from the menu at the top up here, and it'll pull up where she was placed, and I can choose to place her earlier in the lesson sequence. And I'm going to start her at the beginning of 2nd grade lessons. And I'm going to click Save. And yes. Now you may see that change in her lesson sequence, or it may be that the Number and Operation lessons are still at a lower level and they are at a higher priority than the Measurement and Data lessons. So you can either change by clicking on the domain in the student lesson plan or by clicking on the domain up here under her placement. Placing a student higher in the lesson plan is the same process as placing the student lower. Instead of having a blank arrow to click on, you'd simply click on one of the blue arrows. So if I would like for her to skip these lessons and not work on them, then you can click higher in the lesson plan sequence and the student will start from your green arrow. So you can see that quadrilaterals will be the next lesson she works on, and then she'll continue working from there on the green dots, indicating that I have placed her in that lesson sequence. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.